and welcome back to Ellena Reads 50 Shades of Grey, because I thought I haven't tormented myself enough. So let's get on to chapter 2. Right, so pretty much she's having a bit of a breakdown after meeting the beauty that is Christian Grey. She starts talking about no man has ever affected me like Christian Grey. But then again, obviously he's like Adonis, so of course she's instantly drawn to him. And she doesn't actually know why she's attracted to him. Might it be for the fact that you keep saying he is beautiful and you seem to be a tad bit superficial? She's pretty much just trying to get her heart back into a normal rhythm. So he's had so much of an effect on you that your heart is physically unable to maintain a healthy rate. Which, you know, I don't think I've ever met someone that has made my heart literally abandon its normal rhythm of boom, 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 and made it just go absolutely batshit crazy. It's not something I've ever had. Oh god, seriously, stop using the word attractive. Okay, so he's very attractive, confident, commanding and at ease with himself. You keep saying he's attractive, we get the point. He's a gorgeous little man. Stop going on about it. And apparently Kate did not give her any background. She just sent her off on the interview and went, oh well, you're on your own now, have fun. You know, not like that would have been helpful to have the slightest idea what type of business he runs, anything like that. No. And apparently Kate's made a miraculous bloody recovery. She's been studying for finals, which apparently she was too ill to move beforehand. But it's amazing what a miraculous recovery she has. And it's a little something I like to call the plot ex machina of getting characters to meet. Pretty much there's nothing wrong with her, I don't think. The only reason she had the flu is so that Anna could go and meet Christian. I don't know why. Obviously Kate was really curious about him. Why she's decided to abandon that pursuit, I don't know. Apparently she doesn't... Anastasia doesn't even know how old he is. And then Kate's miraculous response to this is, oh, I should have briefly informed you, but I was in such a panic. Right. So you were in such a panic, but you didn't think it was important to let her know what type of man Christian Grey was. Oh well. Oh, and she has made a miraculous bloody recovery. How very convenient. So Anastasia's gone off to work. And she's pretty much, she doesn't do that much. She just goes to work. They say, oh, I didn't think you were going to make it. She goes, oh, didn't take that long. And she says, I'm real pleased to see you. Which, it's a pretty useless section. I don't understand why they need to, why that was necessary. Could they not just have gone on, because she goes off, right? And she goes to work for about a paragraph. And then she comes home and Kate is just transcribing the interview, which she couldn't go to herself. But oh, of course she makes a miraculous recovery to be able to do this. And apparently Anna managed to get some good stuff between being an incoherent idiot and... How the hell did she... He obviously wanted to spend more time with you. And obviously Anastasia blushes because whenever anyone even mentions the word Christian Grey, she has a little hot flush. And her heart starts beating again. It's oh God, why does this man have such an effect on her? You've only just met him. He's been a bit deadpan towards you. He realises you've probably got the charisma of I wouldn't even say she's got much charisma as a teaspoon. It's at that stage. She doesn't seem to be able to talk coherently to anyone that is a man. And then Kate starts going on, oh, don't be amused to his looks. Right, so pretty much did you just do this so that they would meet each other and inexplicably she would dedicate her life to his cock? And then she starts blushing again. Seriously, Anastasia, stop blushing. You probably would have gotten more out of him. Why didn't you go? Kate, honey, what? You keep talking about, oh, you know, why didn't you get more out of him? Well, you should have gone and done the bloody interview then. See how well you've got on. Because obviously you are slightly, you know what you're doing. So why did you send someone that has no idea? Oh, I don't know. And pretty much they go on from Kate saying, oh, I think he's quite taken with you, to, would you like a sandwich? Because that's the natural progression of a sentence. Start talking about, oh, you know, he's got the odds for you, and would you like a sandwich? She can make her own bloody sandwich. Miraculous recovery, my arse. Anyway, so they don't talk about him. And then Anastasia goes on to start writing an essay about Tess of the D'Urbervilles, which is obviously some riveting stuff. That woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time in the wrong century. Even though by the looks of you, same could be said. And so pretty much it's a useless paragraph. She finishes it, she goes to bed and she's pleased that she's done the essay. It's pretty much my life. Why is that anything of note? Like, oh yeah, felt that was really important in a story about a girl falling in love with a billionaire and becoming sexually liberated. It was definitely necessary to include about her Tess of the D'Urbervilles essay. She wraps herself up in her mother's blanket and she dreams of grey eyes. Right, that doesn't seem to fit particularly with what else she dreams about. She dreams of dark places, bleak, cold, white floors and grey eyes. Right? What exactly is the point of that? I don't understand. Anyway, so then pretty much for the rest of the week, we're just skipping over the rest of it. Literally it goes from I dreamt about that. For the rest of the week I throw myself into my studies and my job at Clayton's, and Kate's busy compiling the paper as she does, and then she gets a call from her mum. No, she calls her mum because obviously mummy isn't too interested in what she's doing. She's about as interested as I am reading this. And pretty much she's a bit scatty-brained, like Bella's mum. And then instantly Anna's mum's like, oh, how are things with you? And then she goes, Anna, have you met someone? She hasn't. She said I'm fine. Where do you get that she's embarking on a passionate love affair from? Where do you get the idea that she is in a relationship from? Because I haven't found it in her intonation. She doesn't seem particularly at ease. And then she goes, oh no, it's, if I did, I'd let you know. She said, okay. And her mum's pretty much trying to set her up. Just going, oh, you should go out more. And Hannah's just like, no, screw that. How's Bob? Bob? Seriously, the most generic name. Could you have come up with a more generic name? We're just sitting there thinking about, oh yeah, okay, we'll call her Anastasia Steele, Christian Grey. And Grey, he's going to wear a lot of grey because, you know, grey. What can I call the mother's husband? Bob. Just seriously, why? Yeah, and then she calls Ray. Who the hell's Ray? My stepdad, mum's husband number 2. Is her mum just a serial... Does she just burn through husbands like cornflakes? Most random thing ever. But apparently Ray's not a talker. He's watching football. And yeah, all seems well with him. So I'm really glad I got that little bit of conversation there. Because obviously very, very important. Because I really needed to know about Ray and bloody Bob. Bob, the older husband. Husband number 4. Okay. So then they are Friday night. Kate and I are just sitting in having a chill night. They want some time off from their responsibilities, which is what every student wants. But then Jose is at the door. Nice way to go with a typically Hispanic name there. Props. And she gives him a hug. And pretty much he comes to them and says, oh yeah, the art gallery is going to display my photos. It's like, oh, okay. Because I'm sure that's going to be a massively important plot point. But of course, he's a good friend to her. She can't see anything more happening. She knows he'd like to be more. And he's more of a brother. Strangely similar to the dynamic between Bella and Jacob. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen there. And yeah, pretty much she has a flashback to what she said to Grey. Because obviously he's controlling her every thought now. They met for like half an hour. And yeah, of course, Jose is all shoulders and muscles, tan skin, dark hair and burning dark eyes. He's obviously Jacob, so I'm just going to start calling him Jacob. Oh, developments, right? Christian has come to Anna's place of work, which, you know, is interesting. He just happened to find the exact store she was in. I think he can be accused of a little bit of stalking here, but that's just me. She doesn't question it. Oh yes, she does. What the hell is he doing here? She doesn't. She's just, oh, okay, he's here, right, awesome. And she whispers at him because, you know, of course. He was in the area. It's pretty much what anyone says. Oh yeah, I hate to intrude, I was just in the area. Okay, so he then starts talking about, oh, I'd like some cable ties, which, okay, right, seems like a relatively normal thing to buy. And pretty much he instantly decides, I'm not going to call you Anna. No, because not like you've told me to call you Anna. I'm going to call you Miss Steele. So instantly he's taking possession of her name. And then they pretty much have this really weird back and forth between the two of them where Christian wants to buy some rope and some cable ties, which obviously isn't ringing alarm bells at all. No, obviously he's just doing a bit of DIY. And then he starts talking to her about her preference of literature, which she's taking English literature. One might assume that her thing might be books or something to that effect. And then he says, oh, what kind of books? He says the classics. Right, okay. She's literally the archetypal girl who the literature student that only reads the classics, which, no, like, I read the classics. And she makes the point of saying British literature. Well, the classics is a very broad kind of line. You've got even going so far up to not so much British literature, with like American literature. You've got The Great Gatsby, Of Mice and Men, The Grapes of Wrath, Lolita. What do you classify as the classics? God, stop being such a literature snob, Anna. God. And then she has one of the most weird lines ever. And I don't know how I feel about this. She suggests that he buy some coveralls so he doesn't muck up his clothing. And he says, oh, I can just take them off. To which she then says, I feel the colour in my cheeks rising again. I must be the colour of the Communist Manifesto. What? I have heard some stupid things in my time, but I must be the colour of the Communist Manifesto. Like, you could have said, I was the colour of a bloody hell, I don't know, flame, a rose, anything that's red. Why do you choose the Communist Manifesto? Oh, no. And pretty much he asks about how the article is coming along, because obviously he's become so invested in this article. And she says, oh, I'm not writing it, Catherine, Catherine is Miss Kavanagh, she's the writer. I think you kind of established that, considering you said it about 3 or 4 times during your last encounter, which was as painfully awkward as this one. And then he pretty much just he agrees to have a photo shoot. And pretty much just, oh, okay, Kate doesn't have any photos, okay, I'll have a photo shoot and I'll get her some original photos. God. And then it starts going on about how he's lost. It's like, why is she instantly convinced that he is in love with her? It's just, he isn't particularly giving her many signals. He's suggesting spending more time with her. That doesn't mean that he's as into her as Kate seems to think. Then we have Paul. Who the bloody hell's Paul? When did he come into this? He's just come out of nowhere. Mr. Clayton's younger brother. Why is he there? Like, is he in love with Anna? Is he a love rival? Is that why he feels he has to be there? And Christian gets a bit jealous when he sees Paul talking to her. Like, you've met her twice, mate. Just stop getting jealous. Yeah, no, you've got no reason to. And they just keep going on about that. Christian buys his items. And apparently Anna likes him, right? You've met him twice. One time during an interview and the second where he seems like the archetypal stereotypical serial killer. And apparently after going the colour of the Communist Manifesto, she admits that she likes him. And she repeats the line which, you know, I don't think any of us really got on the first reading. I find him attractive. Very attractive. Love, we get the point. You find him attractive. Okay? We don't need to keep being told. We get the point. You like him. But she goes, oh, he'll never love me. So, right? Well, you're not exactly very charismatic, are you, love? I don't, well, haven't been in many relationships beforehand. She's deciding how to find a photographer, and she is really excited for the photo shoot. She's grinning like a schoolgirl. She's loving life. And she bites her lip. Okay, right. Okay. So that was chapter 2. Right, it's been 2 chapters. They've met twice and Anna's already decided that she's pretty much in love with him, which, seriously, we've been introduced to Jose. Jose seems like a nice chap, you know, he wants more. Go off with him, be great. Why do you even like Christian? You met him twice and he seems a bit of a control freak. Just go off with Jose. It'll be much easier. Ugh, got hair. Much easier. You'll be much happier. And then I wouldn't have to read through the rest of this monstrosity. But at least I've got you guys along the ride with me. Ugh. Anyway, see you next time, guys. We're back soon with chapter 3. See you later.